Okay. This is, move you guys here a little bit. See, hold on a second. Okay, this is a video. It's kind of a little rant with a situation. We've been hasn't affected me personally, but just kind of I think it happens you know, all over the country. I don't think it really matters where you're at, but what I'm talking about is these farmers that can't pay their bills. I understand times are tough, you know, and if you're struggling and stuff, I understand that. And you know, I'm in the custom farming business as well as seed production business and the commercial farm. You know, we have a farm of our own, that ground we own and rent, and on top of ground we custom farm for other people from start to finish. But just some things that kind of really piss me off is you get these farmers that come in here and they go up and they talk to your landlord. Hadn't happened to us or anything, but I know it's been going on in our neighborhood, or in the surrounding counties. But they go up, they talk to your landlord, they throw out a unrealistic cash rent number. Say for around here, $135 an acre. That's pretty steep. That you could rent every little nook and cranny you wanted for $135 an acre around here. But generally how our cash rents are set up, we pay half in the fall and half in the spring and half in the fall. And what these people are doing, they're coming in, they're taking ground from people. You know, I'm all for expanding and you know, doing things, you know, building a business, as long as we do it the right way, the ethical way, you know, the way my granddad would have done it, as far as helping your neighbor, being good to your neighbor, you know, respecting the people around you. That's why we travel some, you know, 35 miles to farm, so we're not stepping on our neighbor's toes. But that being said, these people are coming in, you know, from 20 miles away or whatever, you know, not really that far away, and they're throwing out unrealistic cash rent numbers, and they're paying their first half of the rent, farming it, harvesting it, taking the grain off of it, selling the grain, and then disappearing, not paying the second half of the rent. And I don't think that it's, you know, they don't want to pay it. I think they would if they could, but it all kind of goes back to if you didn't have the money up front, you probably shouldn't do it. You know, if your margins are, you know, about that big, you don't need to be throwing out $135 an acre on ground just to make it look, you know, just so you can spread your costs out over so many more acres on a spreadsheet. Because now what has happened is those farmers that farmer will, he'll vanish, he'll go on to the next one, and now that landlord's stuck there thinking his ground's worth $135 an acre, when in reality it's only worth $80. And now he's looking for somebody to rent his ground for $135 an acre. It's so much easier to talk, you know, to go up in price with a landlord than it is to try to convince them that they need to take less money. It's so frustrating that it pisses me off, man, because it makes it so hard, you know, to, one, expand. 2, expand and still be profitable. You know, it's pretty frustrating. It really is. I mean, it's just, there's so many farmers, larger producers that I've heard of, and you know, I think some of it's kind of like a fishing story. You know, every time it gets told, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But you know, some of it has to be, you know, there's some truth to it, just maybe not to the extent that I've heard. But you know, I've heard of people that they've burned up every line of credit as far as a commercial lending institution that's out there in our area. Now they are seeking, and they're a 6,000 acre farm, and now they're seeking, you know, private lending private lending funding. So they're going out and they're getting, you know, they're getting people with a lot of money who, you know, want to invest in farms, and they're, you know, they're floating these farms, and they're not, you know, they'll burn one bridge and go to the next one. I mean, and I'm sure it's way worse in the I-states versus around here. There are way more larger farms in the I-states, and you know, north of where I'm at by 20 miles, 20, 30 miles, there's a lot bigger farms, and especially to the east of me, about 10 miles right inside of Bates County, Missouri. But I mean, it's frustrating. It really is. Really, I mean, it really is frustrating to have to, you know, compete with that, and now landlords are wanting 100% of the cash rent up front, which, you know, which is fine. I mean, I run off of an operating note, so it's factored in, you know, if I need it. But the thing is, I don't want to have to pay interest on that money for 6 months. You know, I only pay interest on money that I borrow. I don't want to have to borrow the full amount of my cash rent, because I sell, generally what we do, and what I'm sure a lot of people do, they sell a little grain to get money for the second half of the rent. It comes out of the grain. You know, and it's people that have ruined it for a lot of honest, you know, people, farmers and stuff. And it's just, I don't know. It's not the way things used to be, and I understand that. Our farm's not the way it used to be. It can't be, or it wouldn't be profitable. But, you know, what needs to be the way it used to be is ethics. You know, I can guarantee you right now, if I had a flat tire, there's only about 1 or 2 people that would stop and help me. You know, it's just kind of sucks, but oh well, it's what it is. I just wanted to rant a little bit. It just kind of pissed me off. But on a lighter note, how about these beans right here? These are a little, like, there used to be a roping arena here. There's like maybe 2 acres here, 2 or 3 acres, and it was in grass and everything, and we worked it under, and they look pretty good. They're about waist high and loaded up, but just pan you around. Sorry if I get you into the sun a little bit, but this is it's like a 18-acre field here. They look really good. Swing you back around. There's the, oh, sorry, corn runs right through here all the way, half a mile down that way. There's about 60 acres right there. But no, I just wanted to give you guys a little little rant about it, and And if somebody watches this and they're having the same problem in their area, you know, give me a comment and we can chat about it and voice our I don't know what would be a good terminology for that, our disgust for it. But anyway, we'll catch you later. Thanks, guys.